Johnson allegedly pushed both of her children from the moving car.
What the
LAPD Lieutenant Guy Golan told local media, quote, "The suspect slowed the vehicle and opened the passenger door for her daughter and told her to get out of the car. When the daughter didn't do that, she forcibly pushed her out of the vehicle in the middle of the freeway while moving.
Yo.
The 9-year-old girl was holding the baby at that time when she was ejected from the vehicle. As she hit the roadway, she injured her."
Yeah. Whoa. Todd-Town family, what's the biz? Y'all already know what it is, man. Positive vibes always, all days. You know how I'm rocking, and it ain't nothing to it but to do it. So we about to jump right into it. I hope all is well out there. Gotta send a positive energy to my Todd-Town family. If you haven't already, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest content you don't want to miss. Anywho, without further ado, welcome to Todd-Town.
Police say a woman apparently concerned by the solar eclipse killed her partner, her baby, and herself in a disturbing crime spree across Los Angeles. And what started as an already shocking crime took a strange twist when police dug into the background of their suspect. We're breaking down the most peculiar details in this story. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Yeah,
The solar eclipse from last week was incredible. It brought everyone out. It was an incredible sight. People from all over were looking up. They were gazing out. They were excited to see it. It was supposed to be a happy time. I mean, here in New York, it was incredible to see so many people outside together. It was a communal atmosphere. Rare to see that. But out in Los Angeles, this eclipse brought a gruesome crime scene. And I want to focus right now on one woman and the path of destruction she left behind. Danielle Ayoka, legal name Danielle Johnson, was a 34-year-old woman living in Los Angeles with her two children, a 9-year-old and an 8-month-old. And she was also living with her partner, 29-year-old Jalen Chaney. Now, over the past several years, Johnson's online presence has increased dramatically as she worked as a, quote, astrology influencer. She went by the name Ayoka and the handle on X at Mystic X Lipstick. She would give advice based on a person's astrological sign and offered paid private spiritual readings. For example, on March 19th, Johnson posted on X, formerly Twitter, Pisces, Aries, Leo, and Taurus placements are going to feel this equinox energy the strongest for this year. These are the prominent planets in the sky right now. It's your astro lottery ticket. And an account reposted it saying, quote, I've never felt more powerful. She also posted a GIF of a candle with the text, free eclipse, protection candle for your mind and body. This will be active for the eclipse window. Link to activate. Now let's talk about what happened on that day, the day of the eclipse. According to Los Angeles police, on April 8th, the day of the eclipse, around 3:30 a.m., Johnson and Chaney got into an argument. This was inside their apartment in the Woodland Hills area. That is when police believe that Johnson stabbed Chaney to death and fled with the two children. Once they were on the 405, which is a very busy LA freeway, Johnson allegedly pushed both of her children from the moving car.
What the
LAPD Lieutenant Guy Golan told local media, quote, the suspect slowed the vehicle and opened the passenger door for her daughter and told her to get out of the car. When the daughter didn't do that, she forcibly pushed her out of the vehicle in the middle of the freeway while moving.
Yo.
The 9-year-old girl was holding the baby at that time when she was ejected from the vehicle. As she hit the roadway, she injured herself and she let go of the infant, being in the middle of the freeway. It is absolutely horrific. It's actually tough just to even describe it. Now, other drivers discovered the children on the freeway. The 8-month-old girl died, but miraculously, the 9-year-old had moderate injuries. She was taken to the hospital. But it doesn't really end there because police say that Johnson then drove her car, her Porsche SUV, at over 100 miles an hour and crashed into a tree in the city of Redondo Beach. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Crazy.
Yo.
Crazy. But going back to Johnson's apartment building, what happened was apparently a neighbor who had heard the couple fighting the night before noticed blood in the hallway and the elevator area. They called 911. Cheney found stabbed to death in the kitchen. A knife was found at the scene, as well as tarot cards and black feathers. This is what's being reported. And what makes this so out of left field is police say that the couple had no documented history of domestic violence or any kind of disturbance calls. Now, as word of this violent rampage started to spread, attention once again turned to Johnson's Ioka persona online. Were there any clues? She had a solid following, by the way, of around 100,000 people on X. She had previously been mentioned in articles and outlets like Refinery 29 and The Fader, which posted positive reviews about Johnson's apparent clairvoyant skills. We found a website. It was called DanielleIoka.com, believed to be hers, and it states, quote, Danielle Ioka is a certified Reiki master teacher who is also trained in over 10 different alternative healing modalities. At a young age, Danielle had a near-death experience at 3 years old, which served as her rite of passage into shamanism. Coming from a rich lineage of indigenous shaman and medicine women, Danielle's spiritual gifts began to blossom. Danielle began her tutelage with her personal healer in 2011 after beginning her own healing journey. After 3 years of intensive training, Danielle began to expand her abilities by creating a unique method of healing that combined her training along with her knowledge of energy, physics, and psychology. After going to undergrad for psychology, Danielle decided she wanted to go beyond the mundane limitations of the traditional therapeutic methods of healing and started her professional career. But in the past few months, Johnson was constantly posting and reposting apparent warnings about the solar eclipse. She also seemingly shared conspiracy theories. In a post from February, she wrote, quote, one thing we need to watch out for with this Pluto and Aquarius transit is the powers that be will try to use social media technology influence from the 11th house Uranus to create mass societal destruction. This is the lower vibration of Pluto. Do not fall for it. Johnson also reportedly reposted a tweet from a QAnon account. Quote, alert. This is the final warning. Turn notifications on. Do not look at the eclipse. Something big is coming. And then we have this post from April 4th where she wrote, quote, this eclipse is the epitome of spiritual warfare. Get your protection on and your heart in the right place. The world is very obviously changing right now. And if you ever needed to pick a side, the time to write in your life is now. Stay strong. You got this. Johnson also offered apparent spells of protection, like this one called the Eclipse Flash Spell. The lunar eclipse is lining up with the nodes of fate, and we're burning all misfortune and unfair outcomes out of here. Our lives will be stable and balanced. This will work for 6 months. And in one of her final posts, the one that is incredibly chilling in light of these horrific crimes and acts, it included a gif of a woman with a megaphone, and the post reads, quote, wake up, wake up. The apocalypse is here. Everyone who has ears, listen. Your time to choose what you believe is now. If you believe a new world is possible for the people, retweet now. There is power in choice. There is power in choice. Repost to make the choice for the collective. Now, to be clear, the LAPD investigation is ongoing, and police have said that they are not blaming Johnson's belief in astrology and magic as the cause or the motivation for these crimes. Rather, they just say they don't know yet why she did this. And the truth is, with her dead, we may never know. A family member who wanted to remain anonymous told the Los Angeles Times that she believed that the killings could be related to postpartum issues rather than Johnson's beliefs. Right now, the person with the most knowledge about what happened is, unfortunately, Johnson's 9-year-old daughter, who is recovering in the hospital. This is according to the latest reports.
Traumatic.
Police believe that she witnessed Cheney's stabbing as well as the death of her baby sister.
God.
And I just want to say real quick that our hearts and prayers are with her. It is unimaginable what she went through, and it is unimaginable how she will recover from this. But but we are wishing her nothing but the very best.
That's crazy.
That's all we have for you here on Sidebar, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time.
Let me tell you, man, that's crazy. That 9-year-old little girl is gonna be traumatized for life. I know that. You at 9 years old, and especially if she in fact witnessed the stabbing, she most likely will be traumatized for the rest of her life. They say the 8-month-old lost life. Unfortunate. I don't know. That solar eclipse. They brought up the postpartum. Now that right there, I think that will probably be the closest thing I'll say, if any, because that's a thing. Now the solar eclipse thing, I don't know, man. And even with the work that she's in, that's why people question that. You know what I mean? That's why people question that type of work, because here it is, you see how engaged she is. She has a unique following. She has posts that reaches an audience. That's important. You know what I mean? You putting out this energy out here. And it's kind of crazy how, she's working everybody up to get ready for this so-called eclipse, or the eclipse, right? And telling everybody to be prepared. And it seemed like she was probably the only one that wasn't, to me. You know what I mean? And that's just, And again, they say, she's not here, so we can't even question or try to get down to the bottom of why, all of that took place. The argument before an 8-month-old, the postpartum, like I said, I would probably just about want to say that was probably just coming from a medical stance. I'll say, before I'll try to blame it on the astrology and the solar eclipse and stuff like that. Because when you look at it, you got to think about it. Let's just say it is postpartum, right? You fighting at home, maybe husband or boyfriend not understanding, because it's an important thing to be there for your woman during that time. Like I had to learn, in life, it's lessons, man. It's important for a man to be there during those times when a woman is going through that. So let's just say he don't know. He's oblivious to what she's going through. That's adding to what's going on. Postpartum, then boom, he not understanding. Then you got that 8-month-old crying probably. Anybody that got a baby understand this, right? I'm trying to break this down because I'm trying to understand what could have, they don't seem to understand. So I'm trying to logically make this make it make sense myself. You got an 8-month-old, let's say the 8-month-old, he not helping. You got a 9-year-old, and these kids, all they do is want. And when you going through something, nobody else around understand. And then you got an audience that you're feeding astrology or, your work to. So then that all just builds up, right? And then that argument right there. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make it make sense. What y'all think? You know what I mean? What y'all think? It's unfortunate. RP to the baby. RP to the young fella. Even the young lady. I'm not going to, bash her because she's going through something. I'm not, man. That's unfortunate. Maybe want to take a look into that, a little bit deeper, man. But again, with her not being here, it's hard to even, get down to the root of that. But hey, man, it's unfortunate. Anywho, man, I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Another one, Todd-Town. I appreciate all the love and the support out there. Everybody that's rocking, I see it, man. As always, if you haven't, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest content. And as always, I'm checking out. Peace. Yeah. Whoa.